Months ago, a vehicle was flagged. It was a routine interception of a pickup truck believed to be stolen and bearing fake license plates. But a mission to seize a car became one that would save almost 100 monkeys that were destined for Cambodia. Monkeys that are protected under the Wildlife Conservation and Protection Act. Inside the truck revealed a shocking sight. 88 macaques alive but in deteriorating condition. Another 14 dead. But today they are here at this wildlife quarantine center. Some have healed from physical scars. Some have had babies, but all are still suffering from the emotional trauma.
At this center, animals are divided into two groups. The first is from wildlife trafficking seizures. The other are animals that are injured, abandoned, or from people who can no longer care for their exotic animals. Since COVID-19, the number of animals here have increased by around 20%.
But successful seizures means that authorities are often overwhelmed with animals, including species that require specialized care or are considered dangerous. The most ideal scenario is to return them to their natural habitat, but releasing a trafficked animal is much more complicated.
We treat trafficked animals as sick animals. Physical care is important, but mental healing is also vital, and that takes time. That's why we have the Wildlife Quarantine Center, to not only rescue but to rehabilitate animals before we can release them back to nature.
It's like a Noah's Ark of endangered species. More than 1,500 lives, bears, tigers, exotic birds, otters, animals that are pushed through the dark trafficking networks that make Thailand widely known as a regional hub for wildlife crime. But the pendulum has swung. The COVID-19 pandemic is a reminder that the illegal wildlife trade endangers all of humanity. And Thailand has vowed to ramp up efforts to curb trade in wildlife to help reduce the risk of future pandemics.
It is vital to tackle the sales and consumption of high-risk wildlife, as wildlife trade chain is the major source of the highest risk of zoonotic diseases. We need to stop the supply chain.
Because the world is experiencing the fastest rate of species loss ever. Because the destruction of habitat is dangerously forcing animals and people into closer proximity. And because as traffickers are driving many iconic animals toward the brink of extinction, it spells grave danger for our own survival as well. It's a trade with no winners, a trade with countless opportunities to breed the ultimate virus. Dusita Saokaew, CGTN, Nakhon Nayok, Thailand.